Hi, today my teammates and I will be presenting the subtopic 12.5, which is health issues related to the human nervous system. As we know, there's quite a few examples for nervous system diseases, so let's start.
Here's a few examples of health issues related to the nervous system. First, multiple sclerosis. It's an abnormality in immune system that attacks the myelin sheath in the brain and spinal cord. Damage to the myelin sheath prevents the transmission of nerve impulses in brain. As a result, communication between brain and other parts of body is interrupted. Next is Alzheimer's disease. It's a neurological disorder caused by depletion of brain tissue or death of certain neurons and reduction in the secretion of neurotransmitters. This will cause the patients to lose their ability to speak, eat, and read. Now we're moving on to Parkinson's disease. This disease involving degeneration of nervous system that affects movement, muscle control, and balance. This disease causes patients to experience tremors or trembling due to weak muscle. This disease is also caused by a lack of neurotransmitter secretions in the brain, which is dopamine. And lastly, epilepsy. It's an abnormal activity in certain parts of the brain, causes the nerve cells to produce abnormal signals. A person experiencing epilepsy may be unconscious and have muscle cramps.
Next is cerebral palsy. This occurs because of brain damage before or after a baby is born. Cerebral palsy causes failure in muscle and ability of motor neurons to function properly, meaning that there may be problems with sensation, hearing, and speaking. And here's the fact: cerebral palsy is the most common motor and movement disability of childhood. Moving on to ALS, which stands for
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
ALS is caused by death of motor neurons that control the movement of muscles such as chewing, walking, and talking. By death of motor neurons, it means that the motor neurons fails to send nerve impulse to the muscles. Fun fact, in 2014, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge started to promote awareness of the disease and ended up raising $115 million. Next, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is rather known as ADHD. ADHD is a type of brain disease, and it causes someone to become hyperactive, unable to concentrate, and gets easily bored. And this is info which is not stated in the textbook, which is ADHD is caused by a defect in the parts of the brain that controls moods and emotions. And lastly, autism. Autism is a type of disease related to the development of nerves in the brain, and autism can cause an individual to experience problems communicating, interacting, and expressing themselves, such as being happy. Since this is the last disease I'll be talking about, I'll tell the last fact, which is autism affects 1 in 68 children, and boys are nearly 5 times more likely than girls to be diagnosed with autism. Now we will proceed with effects of drugs and alcohol abuse on human coordination and response.
The effects of drug and alcohol abuse on human coordination and response. There are many types of drugs used for medical purposes. Drug abuse other than for medical purposes can cause serious side effects, and one of them is addiction. The addiction will cause withdrawal symptoms such as shivering, sweating, and vomiting if the drugs is not taken. First one is stimulant drugs. There are many types of stimulant drugs such as cocaine and anabolic steroids. Anabolic steroids usually taken by athletes or anyone looking to build muscle fast. And Adderall, commonly prescribed drug, used to treat those with narcolepsy and ADHD. However, it is commonly abused among teens and young adults for studying or taking tests. It can increase the activity of the central nervous system, and excessive use causes temporary euphoria which followed by depression. Next, sedative drugs. It is a type of prescription medication that will slow down the brain activity and will make you feel more relaxed. It is commonly used to treat conditions like anxiety and sleep disorder. Hallucinogenic drugs can cause the user to hallucinate and relieve from pain and anxiety. It can also change the way a person sees, hears, and feels about a situation. Narcotic drugs, also called as opioid pain relievers. They are only used for pain that is severe and cannot be helped by other types of painkiller. These drugs can be effective at reducing pain. It delays the normal functions of the brain. Alcohol. The effects of alcohol on the nervous system is disrupts coordination and thinking and delays the transfer of nerve impulses.